Hey, welcome back to YT Finance, and this is the channel where I went to business school so you didn't have to, and today we are talking about how the PLTR stock for Palantir Technologies could absolutely surge after Palantir reaches profitability. So we're going to be talking about when they're going to reach their break-even point and when they're going to become profitable, and how this is going to translate into the PLTR stock absolutely skyrocketing in price. For more videos like this one, remember to go and smash that like button right now, subscribe if you are new, comment your thoughts down below about Palantir Technologies PLTR stock, and without further ado, let's jump right into today's stories. So Palantir Technologies, if you didn't know, builds and deploys software platforms for government agencies, as well as they interpret big data and analytics for the intelligence community as well as commercial enterprises, and they help the United States basically counteract terrorism, and they help in investigations and various operations. Right now, the PLTR stock currently trades for around $12.16 per share. The low-end analyst price target for the company is $9. The average analyst price consensus for the stock is $15 in the next 12 months, and the $25 price target is the most bullish price prediction among analysts, because right now around 11 analysts currently cover the stock, with 2 of these analysts saying that Palantir Technologies is a good buying opportunity right now at its current price, while 6 analysts actually say to hold the company until they reach profitability, and then it's going to be a much better investment, and that's when the stock is actually going to start appreciating a lot. And then lastly, we have another 3 analysts that say to sell the company right now until a later date. However, right now, many investors are wondering about the rate at which Palantir Technologies will turn a profit. Are they close to breaking even? When are they going to turn a profit? And how is this going to impact their overall stock price? Well, right now, analysts are projecting when Palantir Technologies is going to be a profitable company. Out of 11 analysts, which focus on American software companies such as Palantir Technologies, actually forecast that Palantir Technologies will post their final losses for the year of 2023 before generating positive profits of around $52 million sometime at the end of 2024. Therefore, the company is anticipated to break even roughly 2 years from this point right now from the release of this video. And now that we know that they're going to reach their break-even point in 2024, we can now reverse engineer their various financial metrics to determine what analysts are projecting as Palantir's growth rate, so we know how Palantir is going to start scaling their overall profitability. I also want to add that if Palantir Technologies decreases their stock-based compensation programs, they will actually achieve profitability much sooner than these current projections. So it turns out that analysts right now project that the company is going to grow at around a 72% year-on-year average, which is extremely bullish. And with this business growth, they are anticipated to not only achieve profitability, but their PLTR stock price will absolutely skyrocket because of this, because it's going to invigorate investors to invest into this company over the long term. Because right now, especially if we consult analysts, Palantir Technologies looks like a risky company unless you really understand the fundamentals, financials, and the overall growth trajectory that Palantir currently represents. However, if Palantir Technologies ends up having a slower business growth or a harder time achieving profitability, clearly they're going to become profitable at a much later date than originally projected in this video. So if we look on the chart that is provided by Simply Wall Street, we can see that Palantir Technologies is going to achieve break even at the end of 2024 before 2025, and from 2025 onward, the company is going to be a profitable company. So 2024 is when the PLTR stock price is set to absolutely surge upwards, which means right now could be a good buying opportunity because we are right here. And as you can see from the chart on screen, we are anticipated to see very solid growth until the end of 2024, which will lead us to profitability, and then from 2025 onward, that's when profitability will fully take over. Also, I want to mention that we're talking about profitability on a GAAP basis, or a generally accepted accounting principles basis, not a non-GAAP basis. And this is really what's going to invigorate investors to buy more of this overall company. Likewise, if Palantir Technologies actually beats these projections, they could actually become profitable even sooner, either at the beginning of 2024 or at the end of 2023. But right now, I would say that the predictions currently are pretty bullish according to analysts, at least when Palantir is going to achieve profitability, and this could be where we are going to see major analysts actually change their price targets and price predictions for the PLTR stock to be much higher. We're also going to talk about their fair value estimate according to Simply Wall Street in this video, so stay tuned for that as well. So clearly Palantir Technologies is a high growth company, and they also have a very impressive 30% CAGR, or compounding annual growth rate, for their revenues, and that's supposed to last all the way until 2025. And of course, this is naturally fueling the fact that Palantir Technologies is going to become a profitable company by then. Palantir Technologies also has virtually no debt on their balance sheet, which is very unusual for such a growth technology company, which normally would burn cash until they become profitable. However, Palantir Technologies is already a step ahead in this regard because they basically have no debt and they are not burning cash. The company is actually operating purely on its equity investments, which is fantastic news, and this actually reduces overall risks for the company as well as investors, because it means this company is not a loss-making company, which is fantastic news to hear. So overall, this is very solid news. Now, if you're not willing to wait until 2024, the opportunity cost might be better for you to invest into other investments before Palantir Technologies if you don't want to stomach the volatility, or if you don't want to be a long-term investor, or if you just don't want to wait that long. However, I personally am willing to wait well past 2024 because I think Palantir Technologies is going to scale into a very reputable large cap business, which is going to generate very good returns for their investors. Some pros and cons for Palantir Technologies brought to us by Simply Wall Street. So first off, I want to say that currently the stock is trading at around 21.9% below their estimated fair value according to Simply Wall Street. So this begs the question, what price is their fair value? Well, currently Simply Wall Street says that the fair value estimate is around $15.09, while other institutions such as Morningstar places the fair value estimate at around $31 per share. However, regardless about which institution is right regarding Palantir's fair value, the main point is that both of them are higher than the stock's current price, which means that investors are going to see somewhat of a gain here in the next 12 months when the macroeconomic factors that are pulling the entire stock market down, specifically growth stocks including Palantir Technologies, ends up cooling off, and then we could see Palantir Technologies slingshot back to these fair value estimates, which is going to be again good news for investors. I also want to highlight that their earnings are forecasted to grow by around 71.72% year over year, which is absolutely phenomenal. I actually think we're going to see a fantastic earnings increase specifically in the year of 2022 on top of their really good revenue generation, because last year in 2021 their revenues grew by around 40% year over year, and this year I think they are going to bring in well over 30%, which is still above management's estimate of a 30% CAGR for the revenues from now until 2025. The only real con here that a plethora of bears always bring up is their stock-based compensation programs, but again, I've done a multitude of videos on this saying that it's not as bad as people actually lead you to believe. It helps them maintain and gain talent, bring in better engineers to create better products so they can have even more customers. So in the long term, this actually benefits Palantir Technologies by a long shot. But now that we know that Palantir Technologies is going to achieve profitability within the year of 2024, and that could cause the stock price to absolutely ignite and skyrocket upwards, I would love to hear your thoughts down below. Remember to go and smash that like button right now, subscribe if you are new, and I will see you in the next YT video.